I've only got a couple, so. Hi, Delane. Not too bad for a Monday.
Do we have any citizen or public comments tonight of anything that's not on the agenda? Seeing none, I'd like to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. We'll consider approval of the agenda.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Next, we have the consideration of approval of the minutes of the November 7th, 14th, and 19th meetings.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion on the minutes at all? Clerk will call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Minutes are approved. Next is the consideration of the approval of the consent calendar. Questions on the consent calendar?
So move. Second.
Clerk will call the roll.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Consent calendar is approved. Next is the business of the mayor, and I have one item tonight. We have a new police officer, Bryce Bilhars, and we're going to swear him in tonight, so I'll come down and we'll proceed with that.
Stocky guy.
Come on over here, Bryce.
Nephew or cousin?
All right, so we'll have you raise your hand and repeat after me, if you would. I, Bryce Bilhars,
I, Bryce Billers,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and the Constitution of the State of Iowa,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and impartially,
and impartially,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge all the duties of police officer
discharge all the duties of police officer
for the city of Charles City, Iowa,
for the city of Charles City, Iowa,
as now or hereafter required
as now or hereafter required
by law.
by law.
Very good. Congratulations, Bryce. Welcome. Maybe give us a little bit of your background and where you came from and how you got here for us, and just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I'm graduated from Nashua High School in 2015. Went to Ellsworth. Then I went to Hawkeye Community College. While I was at Hawkeye, I got hired at West Union Police Department. Worked over there for 2 years. Went to the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy. Looking to relocate, get back closer to home. So I applied for City of Charles City. Been wanting to apply for a couple years, but my age was a factor. So now I'm able to work up here and looking forward to the opportunity.
Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard, Bryce.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hang in there, Your Honor.
You think you'd have a computer in your hand?
Good thing it wasn't the farmer right here. At least I'm still nimble enough to recover. So.
That's true.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't have got his foot caught, though.
You can't win, can you, Dean?
No, I can't. I've tried. Quit trying. Next is a public hearing on Ordinance 1123, the rezoning of 500 North Grand. We'll open the hearing. We have a filing of affidavit of publication.
Yes, Your Honor.
Any written comments or objections?
None, Your Honor.
Do we have any oral comments this evening?
Move to close.
Second.
Any discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Next, we would have a motion for the first reading of Ordinance 1123.
So moved, Your Honor.
Second.
Do we have any discussion, Steve, on this, or John, or?
Well, this is the ordinance to rezone the 500 North Grand building. The school is trying to, the Charles City School District is wanting to convey this, sell this for the use of apartments, and the current zoning R2 doesn't allow multifamily dwellings. So they want to rezone it to R3. There is R3 zoning immediately across the street on the west side of North Grand, so this is just an expansion of that R3 zoning district. Planning and Zoning Commission, they did meet on November 14th. They held a public hearing, and they are recommending that the council approve this rezoning request.
Okay.
Has anyone received any comments from public one way or another on this?
We have not.
Okay.
No, I have not.
Justin? Like I say, usually when you're sitting up here, you say, they have to go up to the microphone.
Yeah.
The only comments that the school district has received is when we went out and talked with neighbors. And so we had, we easily met the threshold that was required by the city and by ordinance to have the petition signed. And so we had that. We answered any other questions that we had out there.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Justin.
Any further discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Motion passes, and we'll have the first reading of ordinance 1123.
An ordinance amending the zoning classification of parcels located in Charles City Addition and the subdivision of Lot 1 of the irregular survey of the southwest fractional quarter of the southwest fractional quarter of Section 6, Township 95 North, Range 15 West of the 5th PM from R-2 General Residence District to R-3 Multifamily Residence District.
Could you repeat that, please?
You want me to?
Thank you. All right, next is Resolution 19018, which is actually setting a public hearing on the comprehensive plan. Discussion on that.
Yeah, just real briefly, we're at that finishing point for reviewing and updating our city's comprehensive plan. It's gone through the stages of staff input, public review, various small group meetings, task force, and ultimately coming to the council through approval of the Planning and Zoning Commission, which they did at their November 14th meeting. So we need to set a public hearing tonight for the December 17th council meeting so that we can have you guys consider approval of the comprehensive plan.
Any questions for Steve or anyone?
So move, Your Honor.
Second.
Further discussion?
I know there's been a lot of work that's gone into this, and thank everybody that's participated in it.
Clerk will call the roll.
Starr. Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
We'll have that public hearing on December 17th meeting then. Next is consideration of Resolution 19118, which is approving a change order for the housing window project. Heidi's not here. You going to take that, so Steve?
Yeah, basically this is pretty straightforward. I believe the change order is for a addition of a spray foam installation work that was done as part of that project. So I ask that the council approve that. Yeah, change order for labor and materials for spray foam installation around the doors and windows.
If I remember right, I think Heidi said it was kind of an oversight that didn't get included as part of the overall plan, and so they had to do it, which it was a good thing to do.
Yes.
Otherwise, the new windows might be a little drafty.
Yeah.
I would so move, Your Honor.
Second.
Any further discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero. Starr.
Aye.
So then with that, we'll have Resolution 19218, which is accepting the window project for the Housing Department.
Yeah, and Heidi has reviewed all the screens have been reinstalled that they had the problems with. Davis-Bacon requirements have been met, and they have all the warranty information. And so in the Altura Architecture, who did the architecture work on this, has also signed off on the project. So we are at a point where we are ready to accept the housing project, window project for housing department.
Any questions on that one? See, I think Heidi visited with us at our planning session about it, so.
I can't remember, it came in pretty close to the budget too, didn't it? What I can recall of her comments.
Yeah, I believe so. And I think this is also the project where we benefited from some bidding, maybe some underbidding by the ultimate bidder who didn't. We got a good deal.
Right.
Cut to the chase.
They had to put in a little bit better windows than they thought they did.
Mhm.
So, but they had a little bit. So, yeah, ultimately worked out fine. Worked out well.
Motion, need a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager.
Next is Resolution 193-18, which is approving a sump pump agreement. Discussion for this, John?
Yeah, as we talked about at the last planning session, Dwayne and Pamela Davenport, they live at 1700 North Grand. They're going to be putting in a new sump pump, and they're expecting to be discharging more water. And what they want to do is, there's a intake on North Grand right in front of their house, and what they want to do is connect their sump pump discharge pipe to the intake. And just as we've in the past, we've had these agreements before. So this agreement would then lay out the use of the right-of-way to get to the connection, and it also stipulates what the owner's responsibilities are. And Brad has put this agreement together, so I'd recommend approval of Resolution 193-18, approving the agreement.
Questions for John?
So move.
Second. I think this is similar to some other agreements we've had previously, so.
Yes.
Further discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Aye.
Starr.
Aye.
Yeager. Friesman.
Aye. Just on that, do we have any idea when we'll get our ordinance changed? So we don't have to go through this all the time?
Right. We're early in 2019.
Okay.
I think that was one of our
Super.
goal-setting issues, was to review a lot of those.
Yes.
I
It
don't know
won't be long now.
what the right word is,
Almost
but,
there.
yeah. Issues. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Next is Resolution 194-18, which is approving the contract for security camera and radio system upgrades for the Water Department. Corey or Steve, or who wants to visit on this one?
Mayor, Council, Corey Speaker with the Water Department. I know there's a few more questions after the planning session, so I just wanted to kind of expand on this. These, I think there's a little confusion. This is more big picture, so these radios are broadcasting information back to the water plant from the towers, the Valero, the Well 8. So these radios give us the ability to change set points and, I mean, get consistent and constant information back from the towers. So these new radios, as opposed to the old ones, have the ability to hook up Ethernet from the radio to the PLC, allowing programmers to log in remotely and kind of troubleshoot the PLC, I mean, if we get in over our heads. And then as the fiber optic project progresses, potentially everything could be hooked up to the fiber optic to have a hard line communication. But these are, yeah, they give us control and information feedback from the off sites, basically.
I see you went out and got some information from Waterloo and Cherokee.
Yeah, yep, I did talk to two after the planning session, and they both have been using them for like 4, 5, 6 years, and I think Waterloo had 16 of them, and Cherokee had 12, and I said the feedback was quicker than they've had, and they've also I've also had programmers log in. They said that was obviously a useful benefit, so.
Good. Yes, I know we talked at the planning session, do we want to be the first ones, but it sounds
Yeah.
like we're not the first ones, so
They're new enough that they've got the kinks worked out of them.
that's a good time to come in.
That is a good plan to come in, yeah.
I assume we employ some kind of a firewall to keep other people out, so.
Yeah, we
Nobody
do
can-
have, yep, the same company's set up for us, so, and this is the company that basically did the plant startup in 2010, and we've been using them since then, so.
Good, good deal. I'd so move.
Second.
Any further questions or discussion? No, we'll have the clerk call the roll.
Malero.
Aye.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Thanks, Corey.
So Corey, you can come right back up then again. We have Resolution 195-18, which is approving a proposal from SEH for the water distribution system modeling. And I don't know if you or John or who's going to talk about this
I
one.
think John wants me to get a little experience up here. So this is the same thing we talked about at the planning session. This kind of is taking a general look at the whole distribution system, kind of giving us an idea of what we can expect for any large industry or businesses coming in. That we're going to have enough water for fire protection and for what they need. Any upgrades, kind of a checklist or where to start as far as any upgrades in the distribution system over the next how many ever years. This SCH will control it, but I mean they can make changes and run different scenarios. I mean if John or I request that. I think John kind of touched on, they'll kind of build it off the Midland GIS that we've been using, that they came in and GPS shot all of our valves and hydrants, and then we'll flow test some hydrants to kind of calibrate the whole model. So I think it's going to be a pretty good project to have done, and kind of give us a good idea of where we're at, I guess, where we can go. So.
Yes, and we did check out SEH's references, and we actually received very good recommendations for them as well as, and they provided the most competitive fee proposal for the project as well.
I remember there was quite a discrepancy in the 4 bids or proposals.
They're at $22,000, and then there's one at $27,100. HR Green was at $40,000, and Shive Hattery was at $72,000, so there's quite a spread.
And we just have this in the budget for $35,000, so.
Okay.
You might want to talk just a little bit for people that don't know about it, about the difference in height of the two
Yeah, so
towers and how the system is not really working real well right now.
so right now the Charles Street Tower is about 70 feet lower than the Corporate Drive Tower, so there's water valves shut kind of around the bike trail, if you follow the bike trail around, so all the industry would be on the high side, ran off the Corporate Drive Tower, and then inside the city limits, or inside the bike trails, ran off the low pressure, normal pressure zone from the plant in Charles Street Tower. So this will kind of give us an idea, you know, if we can move the high pressure zone, or if we can do away with it, or, I mean, rather than us just going out and trying different things and experimenting, we'll have some numbers to kind of back up, you know, any changes, so.
And part of that has to do with maybe some dead-end lines too, maybe being able to
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah.
eliminate some of that.
Yes, sir. Yeah, there's a 16-inch water main, 4,000 feet of 16-inch water main that's isolated for the high-pressure side. So, yeah, like I said, we could potentially move it out and eliminate some of those dead ends, or, I guess, yeah, have a method to the madness, basically. And this will give us, you know, if we need to expand the clear well we've kind of talked about, or a third tower to pressurize the Valero line in the future, so.
Good. Any other questions for Corey? Need a motion for this one?
Yes.
So move.
Second.
Further discussion? Clerk will call the roll.
Star.
Aye.
Yeager.
Aye.
Friesman.
Aye.
Hammond.
Aye.
Malero.
Resolution 195-18 is approved. Thanks, Corey.
Did good.
Any miscellaneous correspondence tonight?
None, Your Honor.
Brad, do you have any reports for us tonight?
Just briefly, Your Honor, we, for the wastewater treatment plant, the property purchase is moving ahead well. We've had the abstract updated and reviewed, and there were no issues as far as title to the property, so I think we should be on schedule to have that closed by the end of the year.
Good. Judy, any reports from the city clerk?
Oh, always. Our next planning session will be December 12th at 6 o'clock p.m. That's it.
Well, that was pretty easy.
Yeah.
City administrators report. Steve?
Yeah, just to let everybody know that we've been going through some email server change here this last week, so we're still trying to work out the kinks. Some emails I think I've gotten 8 times. So we're going through the process of getting that changed over, and ultimately it's going to be a good change. Secondly, John and I met with an architect over there today to look at the window and door replacement for the 401 North Main building. We've been tucking money away each of the last 2 fiscal years for a project to replace those windows and doors, and so we met there today to look at how to move forward with doing something there, and we're looking at some additional changes that'll allow that front piece area to be also used as a visitor center, so it'll have 24/7 access. So therefore, we can have it on our wayfinding signs as a visitor center, since you can't have chamber on it on one hauler. So anyway, we're going to be looking to have an agreement and kind of a plan going forward here. Hopefully, maybe sometime in December, bid that out this winter, so we can possibly get that going by this next fall. So that'd be good. And last thing I wanted to mention is, just something with the transit. We're in our 2nd week of offering the Mason City service, and that seems to be going well, and people are excited and scheduling things out in advance for making trips over there, mainly for doctor's appointments and whatnot. But one of the neat things that was requested by one of the drivers actually was doing some type of holiday or Christmas tour of Christmas lights for the regular patrons, and so I told them they're going to work on a waiting list to see how many riders, see how many people might want to participate. I suggested, seeing how once that fills up, maybe we have some additional space open for the public or something like that, and they've filled all 4 buses.
Wow.
People that want to go and do it. And people are so excited and grateful because a lot of them are homebound and or can't get around and haven't seen Christmas lights in years. And so it's a really neat thing, a little bit of a promotional piece for the transit. So that'll be happening December 11th from, I think it's about 6 to 7 o'clock. So small cost for a lot of benefit there. So that's kind of a neat thing I wanted to mention. So other than that, that's all I have.
Great. That's nice when we're able to do stuff like that. I think that's kind of what makes things nice in Charles City, to have those opportunities.
I would mention too that Tammy Alphon said that she had a secret Santa that donated the cost of the tickets for all the riders.
Wow.
They were going to charge a ticket to ride,
Yeah.
and so somebody has covered all that expense.
Wow.
Great.
That's amazing.
Great. Nice to hear that kind of news.
Yep.
Any board, commission, or committee reports of anybody tonight? If not, we would have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Motion adjourned. Meeting adjourned.
Go home, everybody.
I couldn't even finish on a high note.
I know.
You'll get there
I'll get there eventually. I'm still in my first year.
You're still in your first